This week, I wanted to discuss climate policy in Canada. First, do you think that the timing is right for a push on climate policy at the federal level, and will it detract from pandemic efforts?
Obviously, the pandemic is a hot issue right now, but governments have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. If we look at all of the data when it comes to climate science and climate data, governments might have the political convenience of saying, oh, we don't want to deal with this issue, we want to deal with other issues. It turns out that climate change is not a sentient force, and it doesn't really say, oh, okay, governments say this isn't an issue right now. Okay, cool. We'll lay off the global warming for the moment while the government deals with other things. Sometimes it can be difficult for the everyday person to conceptualize, okay, but what does that mean for me? However, if what they're seeing as an end result of that is new investments in public transit, in expansions in public transit, in investments in green energy or renewables, those are concrete things that are going to be an ever-increasing part of our economy moving forward, both in Canada and globally.
As far as the pandemic goes, we have to be very cognizant of the fact that people are hurting right now financially, and they're taking a lot less money home, and to impose more financial penalties. And that's what the way everyday people are going to look at it is, as the carbon tax goes up, is they're going to look at how much money it's costing them to heat their homes and whatnot. So we have to be very cognizant of how much people have the capacity to pay. But the thing is, if you're going to propose a carbon tax, then you need to do a huge job on tax reform in this country, and you need to cut income taxes considerably in order to have the balance. So you can't just do one and not do the other.
I feel like there's a sense of apathy, especially too with the pandemic right now, because people are focusing on either trying to retain jobs, trying to keep businesses going. So people aren't really concerned with certain hot button topics, right?
Yeah.
So it is important to really have those policies tie in with recovery. And so I think they do realize that the pandemic is kind of taking a hit to other plans, and it's kind of taking a center stage. But I think it is important to realize too that pandemic efforts and climate change, coming up with a recovery plan, can involve both.
I do think we're going to see some more heavy clean tech investments in this 2021 budget that's going to be coming out. The Liberals have not been shy to say that the recovery needs to be a green recovery, and I think everyone now knows we're going to see that.
What role do you think the opposition should play in the area of climate policy? Between opposing the carbon tax, seemingly unwavering support for Alberta's energy sector, and a general lack of emphasis on the climate, what do you think Erin O'Toole's party can add to the discussion?
I don't think in my political lifetime I've really heard a lot of governments or a lot of conservative parties say that, oh yes, now it definitely is the time to do it. It's frankly not an issue that I don't think it's a particularly controversial thing to say, that they've used as a sword issue, let's say, to promote their own policies.
Opposing, yes, it's one's job to oppose when you're in opposition, but at the same time, you can't just oppose for the sake of opposing. You need to propose an alternative or a thought, right? And obviously, not opposition parties don't have the same access to resources as the governing party in order to come up with facts and details. But you need to do your homework if you're you can't just outlandishly say, no, this is not good, and then just end it there. You need to come up with, say, this is what we would do, and this is our plan, and have a debate.
I think that what we need to see is a downing of tools on the politicizing of the climate change argument until we see some serious depoliticizing, and that goes from both the Liberal side and the Conservative side as well. I don't believe we're going to see enough progress.
I do think it's a really important point that hopefully there is more collaboration and less of it becomes about party politics.